Hi, Chad Barker, your Sudoku professor, and today I'm going to be reviewing a book full of Sudoku puzzles, and I'm going to tell you what I think about it, and I'm going to relate it to how I teach and the level of lessons that how I grade the puzzles, as far as how easy or hard the puzzles may be. So this book here, this is called Mensa Sudoku. And this is actually called, it says it's an official Mensa puzzle book. If you're not familiar with Mensa, it's a society of really, really smart people. It's basically a genius society. And essentially, if you score really, really high on an IQ test and you pass a bunch of other tests that they give you, you get to join the club. I am not in Mensa. I don't know that I would ever qualify, so I'm not there. But I picked up this book, again, Mensa Sudoku by Michael Rios, and I picked up the book because I looked at the back of it, and this is what it says on the back. It says, test yourself on these super Sudoku puzzles to find out if you're up to the Mensa Sudoku challenge. And it says, the mind-bogglers in this championship-level collection will challenge even the most expert solvers. Okay, so I'm looking for hard puzzles. So I'm thinking, this is the book for me. All right, so I bring it home and I start working the puzzles. Well, first of all, I noticed was that it didn't ever break up the book and say, these are hard puzzles or these are really hard puzzles. So essentially, the entire book is on one level, if you will, or at least that's what's implied, because there's nothing to distinguish them. So what I did when I got home is I started working from the front of the book. I started working puzzle 1. Puzzle 2, and I'm sitting there, I'm working these, and I'm just flying through these puzzles, and I'm thinking, these are not very challenging puzzles. And so what happens is that when I do the ones at the beginning of the book, and I'm not satisfied with how difficult they are, the first thing, or the next thing that I do, is I flip to the back of the book, and I start from the last puzzle, and I start working my way forward. And because I'm thinking, well, if the first ones are maybe teasers, they kind of get you into it, but make you think that you're smarter than you really are. And then you flip to get farther into the book, and then all of a sudden, man, they hit you with the really hard ones. So I go to the back of the book, and I start doing those puzzles, and they're not any harder than the ones at the front of the book. They're actually very easy to do. I was very disappointed with this book. I mean, now, let me state something here. These are good, high-quality puzzles. The problem is that they're not as hard as they are made out to be. There are 500 puzzles in here, which is great. There's plenty of puzzles to do. Again, like I said, they're good quality puzzles. You're going to be able to solve them. They're not puzzles that you're going to find yourself in weird situations that you can't solve. But if you compare with the way I teach Sudoku, I would have thought, based on what these were saying, the way that these were labeled or indicated, that they would require my graduate level of lessons, the techniques that I teach at my graduate level, to solve, the highest level techniques that I teach. But they're nowhere near that. So in my undergraduate techniques that I teach, I break those up into freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior lessons. There's very few puzzles in here that would require more than what I teach in my sophomore level. Okay. They are not very hard. They certainly would rarely require junior or senior level type techniques. Now, so again, they're fun to do, they're quality, but it's not as advertised. This book retails for $7.95 in the United States. It's published by Sterling. I think let me look at the publication date on this in case they decided to update this and actually produce a new version. This is copyright 2005, so it's been out for a while. If you find one that's copyrighted later, it's maybe they decided to put out a new version that actually had hard puzzles in it. But I would think, Mensa, I know what Mensa is. It's a society of geniuses. Okay, so you'd think that the official Mensa book, as it says right here on the cover, would really qualify it for really hard puzzles, but nothing could be farther from the truth. So again, if you're currently doing easy or medium puzzles, you'll enjoy this book. If you're doing hard puzzles, very hard puzzles, you're looking for a challenge, skip it. Okay. Anyway, you can buy it at local bookstores. You can buy it on Amazon.com. If you want to know more about my lessons and how I teach, go down below, and the information right below the video here is links to my homepage where you can sign up for my free lessons. I give 7 free lessons that you can just sign up for and get for free. And then once you get those lessons, you'll find out about more of the lessons that I have to teach at my my undergraduate gold lessons and my graduate level lessons as well. So anyway, check out the book if you want it, if you're interested in something, if you want to make yourself feel smart because you solved the Mensa book, go ahead and grab it. Otherwise, you need to look for something else.